Alright, hello everyone. Today in this video I'm going to be telling you all a little bit about how you can, analyze a research paper in a way where you can present it on the slideshow and during the meeting effectively and so that everyone can understand it. First of all, one question I got was, should y'all use the research summary that I provided or the actual paper? Because I've designated basically I know I designated 3 people for the results section, like 2 for all the other ones. I feel like that gives you enough space where you can actually deep dive into the paper itself. So try doing that. You can try going through the paper for your own sections, or like if you're working together with the other person, like together, and try to go in depth on the paper. My summary is primarily only to like help those in the club that are having trouble getting through the actual paper. And I know it's challenging, but you're going to be focusing on specific sections of the paper. So I encourage you to go onto the paper, and then you can kind of understand it more deeply and translate it onto the slideshow. But obviously, my research summary is always a resource you can use to like kind of get some parts you don't understand a little bit more cleared up in your mind. And always, like I always say, like I don't promote AI as a way to cheat or anything, or I don't promote AI as a way where you can get past things the easy way. But I do promote AI in a way where you can get deeper understandings of some topics that you don't have the opportunity to get a good knowledge of without. So AI can be a really good tool if you use it well. So I encourage you to give AI good prompts, ask good questions to ChatGPT if you have any regarding the paper. And then I'll try getting into the actual how to make the slideshow part. So I kind of have a introduction already set up because this is the part I'm gonna do, and I have it halfway set up so I can kind of show y'all. So in this slideshow is literally something I downloaded off of SlidesGo, and as you can see, I basically set up the first three pages. Then from there, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 introduction, results, discussion, and methods. And then from then, like you can see here, you can insert whatever slide you want beneath whatever part you're doing. So for introduction, I've already added one of the slides. And for that, what I usually do is I scroll down to this giant repository of default slides, and then I pick one that I feel like would be best formatted for what I'm going to be explaining in that specific slide. Usually for introduction, maybe 2 or 3 slides, or even 1 slide. I'm going to be doing, I think, 2 slides. So what I'm going to do here, I have my first slide. I'm going to for the introduction, I reread the introduction, obviously. You should reread whatever part you're doing before actually going into making the slides. And from the introduction, you can see in most papers, the introduction involves why the researcher started this and kind of background information regarding the specific parts of the research. So the first slide of my introduction, aside from the title card, is going to be why stroke. And this is a default slide. It said why blah 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 blah, and then I erased it. Now it says why stroke, and then I kind of edited all of this up. And as you can see here, I finished the first 2 bullet points. And then the 3rd bullet point, this is a default thing. You'll never forget to buy milk. It was part of the SlidesGo, so delete that. And I did want to add a 3rd bullet point on why the researchers decided to conduct research on stroke specifically. And that was because, let me go back to the slides. And that was because previous research has shown both good and bad effects of cellular level stroke recovery. So these 3 bullet points kind of showcase the main reasons why the researchers wanted to conduct this research. And you can find that all in the introduction, basically the first paragraph of the introduction. That's what I did. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is just going through what the paper says and then condensing it into chunks. And as you condense it into chunks, you'll start to see that these chunks also organize themselves in a separate sort of way. So I'm going to delete this last part. The first chunk, basically, as I'm reading through the paper, the first thing I'm gathering is that there's a bunch of information about why the researchers wanted to start this research. And that's going to be one slide. Now, another chunk I see is that it goes a little bit more into the actual methods and the scientific aspects of this research. So it's going to be actual like terms and things explained. So since that's basically this next major part of the introduction, I'm going to get a slide that looks good for like explaining vocabulary. I think a good one would be this one, because this one has bolded words for the vocabulary, and then below that you can write your definitions. So I'll choose this. Actually, I'll choose this one because I don't think there's too many key terms. And then I'll say key terms. And then what do you see here? So, one thing you have to know, I guess, kind of have a background knowledge on before. One of the things you need to know is a single nucleus RNA sequencing. Sorry, I'm in a library right now. So I'm gonna add that, and then I'm gonna have a very minimal definition on what it is below that, and then I'm gonna have the key terms spread out like that. And that's basically it. So as you can see, you can do most of the sections, like the results and the discussion, the methods, all using this same format where you read through it and then group it into slides. Like one slide can be about, for methods, one slide can be about the first few paragraphs and explaining the specific methodologies. And methods is kind of different because it's just all listing different types of methodologies they use. Like for discussion, you could say, you can talk about the two main types of discussions that they had, like one regarding maybe stroke and the other regarding the cellular aspects. And then like having these big themes separated into different slides, that's what I think makes the slides flow better. But ultimately, you're in charge of these slides. You're the group leaders for this meeting. So I wish you the best, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much for volunteering and signing up. And again, please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.